Ever wondered if you are an asshole? You probably are.
I'd like to ask you a few questions.
I've wondered that many times and I definitely am. But today, we're not here to talk about me or you. We're going to talk about the people of the internet and we're going to discuss together whether they are an asshole or not.
Asshole mio!
We've got a Reddit. There's quite a few on here that I want to go through and all of them are a bit insane. I haven't read them all, I've only read the titles. But anyway, let's go. Am I the asshole for breaking up with my girlfriend for giving in to peer pressure? This should be interesting. My ex-girlfriend, 27 female, and I, 29 male, had been together for just over a year. I broke up with her last week after yet another situation where her inability to stand up for herself crossed a serious line. I wonder what she did. The first red flag happened 5 months ago. She came into my apartment after a night out with her friends and confessed tearfully that she had made out with another guy. Her excuse? Her friends were pressuring her to loosen up and live a little, and she didn't want to look uptight in front of them. No, you did absolutely right. That's a massive red flag. I was furious but decided to forgive her because she was honest and apologised immediately. However, I told her that that wasn't okay. We agreed that she wouldn't go out drinking with those friends again since they clearly didn't respect her boundaries or mine. Completely fair enough. Fast forward to last week, she told me she was taking a mental health day and would be hanging out with her friends. Oh dear. What she didn't mention was that she was heading to a cabin in a small town with those same friends. I found out when she texted me after the fact, casually saying she'd be back later that evening. That was frustrating enough. I don't think it's unreasonable to want a heads up about a trip, especially with friends I've already expressed concerns about. When she came over the next day, I pressed her about what happened. See, she initially said it was just a relaxing day with the girls, but something about her tone felt off. I kept asking, and after 3 days of her denying that anything unusual happened, she finally broke down and admitted the truth. One of her friends had been pressuring her for weeks to join a threesome with her and her husband. No. My ex claimed she'd been saying no repeatedly, but eventually gave in to peer pressure and went to the cabin with them. She swore that nothing happened and that they didn't go all the way, but at that point, it didn't matter to me. What? What? I told her the relationship was over. I explained that while I understand feeling pressured, going to a cabin with her was her choice, absolutely. Staying friends with people who constantly push her to violate her own boundaries and mine was her choice. I also told her she needed to seriously think about why she surrounds herself with people who bring out the worst in her. She cried and accused me of blaming her for something she didn't have control over. Please just get rid. You are not the asshole. I don't even need to read the rest. Just get rid of her. Gone. Out the door, bye. She obviously doesn't care about you. These are not her boundaries, these are your boundaries, and if your boundaries have been crossed, get rid. Done. You're not the asshole. Yeah, the first comment, you didn't break up over peer pressure, you broke up because she's a cheater. Absolutely. Just get rid. Next!
I don't know why I did that.
Am I the asshole for asking my husband if my stepdaughters could stop visiting? Okay, without even reading it, yes, you are. If they are his daughters and you're asking them not to visit, I would absolutely presume that you are an asshole. But let's read the story first and then we can judge you. I, 36 female, have been married to my husband, 39 male, for about a year and a half, but have been together for about 6 years. I met his twin daughters when they were about 5 and they are now 11. I have 2 daughters of my own, 15 and 7. So I am not inexperienced when it comes to preteen girls. I know there can be a lot to handle, but I am just at my breaking point when it comes to my stepdaughters. For this post, I will call them Lauren and Heidi. They live in another state with their mother most of the time, but come to visit 4 to 5 times a year. That's not even a lot. I have been around the twins for almost 6 years and have never met their mother. Their twins' mom is a story for a different day, but she encourages the girls to misbehave when they visit. She has brainwashed them to the point that if they have fun during their visit, it will make their mum mad. The twins have said this many times. Okay, that's just weird. But 4 to 5 times a year is not a lot. Not a lot at all. Some of the most horrible examples I can give are drawing on the walls with their used monthly items.
Oh my God!
Or when we have friends over, the twins bully their kids to the point they don't want to come over while they are here anymore and back talking. You tell them no or not to do something and it's like, what are you going to do? Or make me? Oh my lord. The twins have started bringing a cell phone with them so they can stay connected with mama while they are here. We have 2 rules in our house when it comes to cell phones. No phones in the bedrooms or bathrooms. It's fair enough. And if you are under the age of 13, there are no personal cell phones. This means their cell phone is to stay in their purse unless they are using it in the evening call with their mum. The twins decided that they did not want to follow these rules and sneaked the phone into the rooms and hid it in their pockets. So we told them to hand the phones over. This did not go over very well. We did get the phone from them in the end. My husband proceeded to text their mother and explain this to her, and her response was that we had no right to take the phones from them and our rules do not apply to them and their personal belongings. He explained to her that while they are in our house, our rules will be followed and that they can have their nightly calls on their phone. Absolutely not. I'm sorry, but no, I don't agree with that. Give me a second. We had to install cameras in the common living spaces for protection. What? I know my husband wants them here at all costs and says I am being an asshole, but I am just at the point where I don't want them here. All the bad behaviour is starting to affect my 7-year-old and I want it to stop. Am I the asshole? Okay, I don't think you are the asshole. I think these kids are a pain in the ass.
I go by amount of pain in my ass.
You cannot tell him to not let his kids come over. It doesn't matter how naughty they are. The fact that they've only been over 4 to 5 times a year probably explains why they misbehave. They're not spending enough time with you guys. The mum saying that your rules don't apply to them is absolute nonsense. If they are in your house, they should follow your rules.
You're in my house now, bitch.
The cell phone situation, I would let them have their call with the mum, but I would also stick to your rules about no cell phones in the house for under 13. I think that's fine. I don't think you're the asshole. I think the dad should get a backbone. Maybe it would be better if you and your daughters went away for a little bit and let dad just spend time with them on his own. It's a hard one. They do sound like they are a pain in the arse. You cannot make him not see his own children. Oh yes, this one. I'm 33, male, was in a long distance relationship with my now ex-girlfriend, 33, for 6 months. That's not that long. 6 months is pretty short. 600 kilometers apart. I don't think I could ever do a long distance relationship. It's just not for me. We broke up on Christmas Eve and now I'm questioning whether I overreacted or was in the wrong for leaving her house. Here's the story. We became official in June and everything was fine until August. Wow, you had 2 whole months. Then I noticed a message from a guy in her DMs. The guy wrote something inappropriate along the lines of, "Show me your, you sexy thing." Her response was just woot. What does woot mean?
It's that woo woo. You know what I'm saying?
Followed by him saying, "Why so grumpy?" And her replying, "All good." Smiley face. I don't know what does woot mean?
Woo!
I confronted her and asked why she didn't shut him down with something like, "I have a boyfriend, don't message me like that." She brushed it off and said it wasn't a big deal. After this, I started feeling insecure and paying more attention to her interactions. She also had another male friend from her 20s. She told me she liked having deep talks with him because I wasn't capable of them. Ooh. She even said that while I was good physically, I was mentally a loser. What? What? The comment hurt me deeply. I tried to initiate deeper conversations with her to improve our connection, but she shut me down, saying she couldn't force herself to open up to me. Meanwhile, she talked to this male friend almost every day on Discord. Oh, just stay split up. I don't even need to read anymore. You've been together for 6 months. You live too far apart. She doesn't really like you. I think she fancies you. She doesn't really like you. Just get rid. Just move on. Just move on. In mid-December, I visited her. Before I arrived, she told me the same male friend had invited her to the aquarium zoo, a place I had been wanting to visit with her for months. She declined his invitation and said it was because she didn't want to upset me with my jealousy. But when I asked her to go with me, she didn't seem interested or make plans for it, even though my birthday was on December the 21st. I felt ignored, unloved and overwhelmed with sadness during my visit, so I decided to drive home early. When I got home, she called me and broke up with me, saying she couldn't handle my jealousy or emotional rejections anymore. I'm torn because I don't know if I overreacted by leaving or if my feelings were justified. Am I the arsehole? You are not the arsehole. Just leave her. Just don't go back. Just don't do it. You don't need to be there. She's not for you, my dude. That's literally the end of it. Dodged a bullet, bro. Exactly. Anyway, on that note, why don't you go and check out this video next? There's definitely some arseholes in there.